Can you see this? Yes, this is Rani Ki Vav. I am here. This is exactly, it looks like this. It is in our 100 rupees note. See this? Yeah, this is Rani Ki Vav.
Patan is a small town in northern Gujarat which was once famous as a capital of Solanki dynasty. Today it is famous for Patan ka Patola and Rani Ki Vav.
Welcome back once again to my channel for the new video. Today I am here in another magnificent heritage structure, Rani Ki Vav. In Gujarat, Vav means it is well. Literally the translation of Rani Ki Vav means Rani's well. It is indeed wow structure. I have bought ticket for 40 rupees at the entrance. Now I am going towards Rani Ki Vav. It is inside this nice park. Very green inside, very nice, but you won't see any structure here because it is inside. Let's go and see. Rani Ki Vav is in Patan. It is 125 kilometers from Ahmedabad. I came early morning from Bangalore to Ahmedabad, from Ahmedabad to Modhera. After Modhera, now I have come to Patan. I am going to see Rani Ki Vav now. Roads are really very good from Ahmedabad actually. Traveling is not at all a big deal. People generally cover in a day both and they go back to Ahmedabad. In this area, because of the dryness, because of shortage of water, I think those days they were building lot of this kind of step wells. And step wells both utilitarian as well as more of archaeological and aesthetic purpose as well. So it's supposed to be very brilliant carvings in this Rani Ki Vav. Let's go and see.
This is the top view of Rani Ki Vav from well side. But the entrance is from the opposite side. We'll go there.
It's a UNESCO site, very well maintained. People come here for picnic. Nice place.
This is the first view of Rani Ki Vav. We have to descend from the ground level. The opposite side what we see, the brick structure, that is the actual well. And from here we need to get entry. After descending, there are few supplementary steps like this. And in no way we directly enter into the main well. We need to take side steps, then get down, again side steps. So that is how the flow continues.
I can imagine how Solanki dynasty has contributed to Gujarat. Wherever we go, we stumble upon one or the other heritage center of Solanki. Solanki, during Solanki's rule, probably that was the golden period for Gujarat. Solanki has really contributed a lot. This temple was built by Rani Udayamati in memory of her husband Bhimdev. When we saw Sun Temple in Modhera was built by Bhimdev, and in his memory after his death she built this beautiful step well. In fact, it was hidden from people for many years. In 1954 they have excavated and taken under archaeological department. Before that only a small well was there and people were using it for medicinal purpose. It is called as Rani Ki Vav because Rani has built it, so it is called as Rani Ki Vav.
Though it was built in 11th century, for hundreds of years it was lying under earth. The river flowing next to the Vav caused a flood, and after the flood was subsided, it left a lot of silt and it accumulated years after years until the wow was vanished from the view. ASI rediscovered it in 1960s and they started to work on this. I can imagine how daunting work it must have been. And now this is how it looks. The grand Rani Ki Vav Queen's Well. My salute to Archaeological Survey of India for restoring the wow, and they have done a wonderful job. Built in Maro Gurjara style of architecture, this is the most ornate step well available in India. This step well is 64 meter long, 20 meter wide and 27 meters deep. Yes, 27 meters. This is the first corridor of the sculpture that we see before getting down into the well. It is elaborately carved with deities. Along with them, there are apsaras, surasundaris, who are busy dressing themselves up like Shringara. One is applying kajal, one is applying lipstick, and they are busy in their daily chores. And there are Nagakannikas, Vishakanyas, and importantly, there are Dashawataras of Vishnu. I could not see all the avatars like Narsimha Avatara and Kurma Avatara, Matsya Avatara, but rest of the avatars can be seen. In between the deities, in the vertical niche, celestial dancers are carved. Some places they are dancers, some places they are yoginis. They have not left any place at all. Even horizontal friezes, as it goes up vertically all the way up, it has carvings. Here beautiful Dashavatara carvings are there, which I have not seen in other places, with their expression, the kind of detail in the design. And look at the mudra of this Apsara. She is stretching her hand, but while doing that, she is holding in some kind of a mudra, which can be seen in rest of the Apsaras as well. She is applying lipstick, I guess. In her left hand, she is having something, a container where probably she is mixing the lipstick color. Next to this is contrast to this what we saw. Next to this is Vishnu's last avatara, Kalki's avatara. This is one of the magnificent Kalki sculpture that I have seen. He is attended by many of his attenders and he is sitting on a horse. Here is this young woman being teased by a monkey. Monkey is pulling her clothes and her garment has slipped from her waist. The most spectacular sculpture is Mahishasuramardini's. She has 20 hands and she is holding a weapon in each of her hand. On her both sides, dancers are there. On the right hand side of the gallery, there are some more Dashavatara sculpture. This is Varaha. Bhudevi can be seen on his shoulder, and it is one of the beautiful Varahas that I have seen. Oh, this is Vamana. There are some missing niches. Maybe they are the damaged ones. While restoring, they might have lost them. This is Ramachandra. This part of the corridor has very high quality sculpture. They have been preserved so well. Mesmerizing artwork. Entire wow has many apsaras having very different kind of earrings. These are matrakas. More or less they look the same, but they adorn most part of the well. They are holding pitcher, which is another artistic way of showing something related to water. This is the main gallery of the Rani Ki Vav. All the sides and entire depth of 27 meters is beautifully carved with many friezes where mainly Narayana or Vishnu is carved, along with him there are other apsaras are there, and many matrikas are also carved on one of the friezes. But this area is barricaded, beyond that we can't go.
Visitors are not allowed deep inside till 27 meters. They allow us only for 2 levels. So beyond this, it is not possible. We have to stand and peep inside to see rest of the sculptures. In fact, that is where all the sculptures are located. So very small percent, only 30% of Rani Ki Vav is allowed for visitors.
In a way, it is good that they are not allowing people, because all these years it was protected under the silt. But now it is open to all weathering effects and people's movement. To avoid further damage, it is good that they are not allowing people entering further ahead of this, and it is not even safe. At each level, there are platforms supported by pillars, and even pillars are beautifully carved. As we step down, architectural qualities heightens. We can see high artistic value and eye for detail in these carvings. Masterpiece of sculpture, majestic and very impressive one. Stepwells are integral part of Western India, where water scarcity is common. And stepwells were the answer to the water scarcity. Water is considered as a sacred element which defines the lives, myths and rituals of the people. That is why stepwells were always designed with lot of carvings of deities. This stepwell is so thoughtfully designed. I don't think it was only meant for the purpose of getting water from the well. It was much more than this. Probably these were the social gathering places on these platforms. And at each level, as the water rises, it comes up and it goes down till the end. And people were resting there. Travelers were taking rest under these pillars. I can imagine those days' social life. Experts say that construction of the stepwell began in 1063 AD, and probably it took some 10 to 20 years to complete its construction. That is up to 1085 to 1090 AD. It is constructed of bricks and decorated with stone sculptures. Well is at the rear end, and there is a kund to collect the excess of water. These are the openings through which Vishnu can be seen at every level as we step down into the Vav. Vishnu is associated with cosmic water in Puranas. He is in Ksheerasagara, that is his abode. So, wells, tanks are always consecrated to him. Through those openings, as we enter to the well, throughout our entry, whether we step down or step up, we keep seeing as the center of focus Sheshashayana Vishnu. It is a beautiful carving, and this is so well expressed artistically. When water is full in the well, we can really see Vishnu in Ksheerasagara.
This stepwell is like Rani Ki Vav is like, I don't know how other stepwells are, but this is like an inverted temple. You just turn it around, it will become a proper temple. So many images, so many carvings are there. It's like around more than 300 carvings are there. Here mainly it is Vaishnava. They are closing it, whistling.
This temple is a celebration of Vishnu's different forms. We can see Dashavatara as well as 24 different forms of Lord Vishnu with 24 names. The sculptures of all the 24 forms of Vishnu look alike, but they differ only in the position of the weapons that he is holding. It is a kind of a permutation combination in which way he is holding his Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. His names differ. We can find similar carvings in many of Hoysala temples like Hosaholalu, Nuggehalli, where we can see these different 24 forms of Vishnu. All these apsaras are busy. One is drying her hair, and there is a bird which is drinking the water dripping out of her hair.
And and I think here the first time I saw all Brahma, Saraswati, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Shiva, Parvati all together as a couple carved on one side. And here I can see in many places Ganesha with his consort. But we don't see it in South Indian temples. Generally Ganesha is brahmachari, we don't see. But here I have seen even in Modhera and also here in Rani Ki Vav many such carvings are there. Apart from this, in most of the places we can see different avatars, different forms of Shakti. So one series is I think two levels. Two levels are meant only for matrikas. Different matrikas continuously that narration goes, or more than narration, there is individual images are there. And of course first level itself we can see beautiful Dashavatara images which are in their feature, the expression, everything exquisite.
This is the actual well portion of the Rani Ki Vav where visitors don't have access. This is unbelievable. I can call it as Garbhagriha of the well. This well is a temple, this well is a palace, and it needs to be decorated with beautiful carvings. These are some of the arrays of carvings, designs that we can find along the corridor. I wonder these carvings were influenced by Patola designs or Patola designs were influenced by these carvings. Anyways, we are blessed to have them available for us to view. There are 4 types of step wells. Vipul Raval explains.
वेल होती हैं नंदा, भद्रा, जया और विजया 4 प्रकार की बावड़ी होती हैं। यानी वन साइड स्टेप वाली नंदा, सेकंड साइड 2 साइड स्टेप्स होता है तो भद्रा, 3 साइड जया और चारों और विजया। मगर गुजरात में ओनली 1 टाइप नंदा प्रकार की हैं, मगर वो 3 से 7 फ्लोर तक की बनी रहती हैं। तो फ्लोर में बनी रहेगी तो वाटर लेवल के हिसाब से वहाँ पर रेस्ट कर सकते हैं, खाना खा सकते हैं और फिर थोड़ा रेस्ट करके बेड रेस्ट होने के बाद, फ्रेश होने के बाद आगे निकल सकते हैं।
It was declared as UNESCO World Heritage Center in 2014. Since then, Patan is famous for Rani Ki Vav. Either you can stay in Patan to see Rani Ki Vav during the morning and also in the evening, or you can stay in Mehsana. Decent hotels are available in Patan and this facility has washroom and drinking water facility. This video is the 5th video of my Gujarat series. If you haven't watched my earlier video, please watch. If you are new to my channel, I am Girija Raikwa. I make videos on travels and heritage centers. Most heartwarming scene for me was the security performing evening puja. He said, all around Bhagwan hai, gods are there all around and it is my duty to worship them. That is the Shraddha that we can find in India.